Being one of the rarest out of all 16 personality types on the Myers-Briggs list, INFJs are super unique psychologically. This personality is sometimes referred to as advocate or idealist due to all the psychological characteristics possessed by the people in this group. INFJs may be introverted by nature, as their name suggests, but their psychology will keep you amazed. Here are some mind-blowing psychological facts about everyone's favorite personality type. Number 10. Unmatched Wavelength. INFJs are, in most cases, very different from other personality types. As a result of this uniqueness, an INFJ's wavelength is pretty much unmatched by most. Since introverted intuition is an INFJ's dominant function, they depend on intuition a lot on a daily basis. The dominant function is basically the way an individual interacts with the world and processes information from around them. Most of the decision-making by INFJs is backed by their intuitions over other factors. They're very critical thinkers, which helps them make better, thoroughly thought-out decisions. INFJs notice patterns in most things subconsciously. Since extroverted feeling is a secondary function of INFJs, they thrive at understanding human nature very well. INFJs may not interact with people as much as others, but they can read people very well and are always ready to dive deep to understand them better. An INFJ's subconscious mind is always working to understand things better, giving them an edge over others. While this may seem like a superpower to non-INFJs, an INFJ may feel isolated or misunderstood as they're unable to put their thought process into words. Number 9. Rational and smart. An INFJ's tertiary function as introverted thinking makes them very logical. They're the type of people who want the world around them to be sensible and logical. This rational thinking capability of an INFJ always keeps them curious and keeps them driven to know and question things happening around them. INFJs are an analytical bunch of people who analyze problems well and look into them from a different perspective. An INFJ, when served with a problem, will think about all possibilities and outcomes and try to find a solution using all the information and come up with the best suited solutions. INFJs are not interested in generic topics that most people like, but they rather enjoy deep discussions on topics of science, art, literature, space, and more. These topics are like intellectual fodder for their brains. Number 8. A big no to conflicts. Most INFJs stand strongly against conflicts. Their extroverted feeling function gives them a very strong need for harmony in relationships. They often work hard to find balance and avoid any sort of conflict. They sometimes even take things upon themselves to avoid any issues or confrontations. Group harmony is very important for them, as it not only keeps everyone on good terms, but also helps them emotionally. INFJs are sensitive and emotional, and if any kind of conflict arises among people around them, it may become very distressing. When distressed, they may be unable to sleep or focus on things. The extroverted feeling function helps them understand people well and value their feelings and emotions. They can very easily notice changes in human behavior, and thus nothing goes unseen around them. INFJs have some great abilities to set healthy boundaries and stand up for themselves and others in a positive way. They can avoid any sort of conflict or any other issues. They can be very diplomatic in the ways they deal with people and resist interfering in any possible conflict between people. Number 7. One-sided relationships. INFJs are introverts in general, but they do crave relationships that are deep and meaningful. They're great at empowering people and always try to help them understand their true potential. Their strong sense of bonding makes them very loyal and kind to the people who are close to them. But very few actually understand their importance and take their loyalty and kindness for granted. INFJs possess a great power to understand people very well, so they're always ready to listen and provide emotional support to their loved ones. But this ability sometimes can have a negative impact on an INFJ as they end up in relationships where things are just demanded of them. These relationships can be very exhausting and can also become the root cause of destroying their happiness. Even if an INFJ understands the downside of this type of relationship, they might not move away as they feel they might hurt the feelings of the people they're moving away from. A balanced relationship is very important for an INFJ to be truly happy. Number 6. Introverted Nature. As the name suggests, INFJs are true introverts. They love being alone and often isolate themselves from others to recharge. This introverted nature of INFJs is balanced well by their secondary function, which is extroverted feeling. This function makes them also look for deeply meaningful relationships. INFJs do not settle for superficial relationships, as a result of which they have very few relationships. and in a way they do prefer to interact less with people. INFJs can find socializing with people with different wavelengths very draining. They usually try to avoid bigger groups, but they do thrive in the close circle that they create with like-minded people. INFJs need a lot more time to themselves than others to recharge. This personal time not only helps them to gain back their energy, but also helps them to think more clearly about the important things in life. Number 5. Imagination and creativity. Although INFJs have strong critical and rational thinking abilities, they do create their own ideal world in their head, which is not influenced by the world around them. They love to delve into the imaginative world where everything is according to their desires. They're usually less bothered about the physical world around them, as they find their imaginative world much more interesting. Creativity paired with logic is an INFJ's forte. Their highly intellectual brain is always ready to absorb as many facts as possible. They also try to approach everything in life in a much more creative way than most out there. Number 4. Strong moral compass. INFJs are highly principled individuals, especially when it comes to ethics. They have their own set of rules and core ideals that they strictly believe in and follow. An INFJ's belief system is so strong that sometimes they even can change the mind of the person in front of them very easily, even if the person is a skeptic. INFJs are very insightful too. They can understand people's intentions very quickly, as if they can see right through them. INFJs are mostly very passionate about what they do, or they just don't do it. This passion for things they do takes them to a whole new level and helps them achieve great things in life. INFJs are always looking at the bigger picture, although sometimes this focus can bring about a great deal of pressure and stress. That's how they function. Number 3. Accommodate other people's emotions. INFJs have a great ability to absorb other people's emotions. They can understand people very well, and their primary and secondary functions lead them to create meaningful relationships with people. They respect others' feelings and always go the extra mile to make them comfortable and feel heard. Although this is an amazing quality to possess sometimes, it can become overwhelming for an INFJ, as they might get emotionally very attached and consider some parts of others' problems as their own. They're always ready to lend a hand to people in need. INFJs use their skills and abilities to make people better and support them in all possible ways. They genuinely want to help others to be the best version of themselves. They always try to bring out the positive in others, which can reinforce their growth and make them believe in themselves. Number 2. Perfectionism. INFJs are defined by idealism and want things to be as perfect as possible. INFJs are always a step ahead so as to ensure that everything is done perfectly according to their own expectations. INFJs take charge of their lives to ensure everything is in place and things are working out as planned without any sort of disturbance. An INFJ's strong sense of perfection and compassion makes them exceptional leaders who can go on to achieve great things in life. The perfectionist nature can sometimes become a little overwhelming, as it creates a lot of stress and pressure. Not only that, it may even lead to reduced productivity, as their complete energy is focused on doing something small rather than looking to the bigger picture. Number 1. INFJs are non-materialistic. Showing off to others is not what INFJs enjoy. INFJs are usually not materialistic beings, but they do love beautiful, high-quality things. This non-materialistic quality of theirs makes them very unique. They're the type of people who settle for only the best and nothing else works for them. Finding beauty in the smallest things is their forte, and they thrive and enjoy doing it. They have a very optimistic approach toward most things in life and believe that they deserve nothing less than the best and are confident about finding it. Quality over quantity is a precept that is synonymous with INFJs. INFJs don't believe in superficial beauty. All they look for is inner beauty, especially when it comes to dealing with people. Which was your favorite psychological fact about INFJs? Are you an INFJ? And if so, which fact did you resonate with the most? Comment below. As always, like and share this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates on psychology.